Welcome to Issues by Elsie. I was recently at a restaurant trying to get a meal, and the lady who waited on me, I would say a very good waitress, she was very good at her job, made me feel welcome and everything. And so, being the second time she served me at that restaurant, I couldn't help but wonder, and as I watched her, how good she is at her job, waiting on the customers and everything. And so while eating, I watched her. And I noticed that there were some two gentlemen who had come into the restaurant, sat down, and she proceeded to serve them. But one thing I also, as I watched, I noticed that when she left, the two men were having a conversation and they recognized her, but she couldn't recognize them, or she had not recognized them. And so the two men had a conversation, and when she came back and was serving them coffee, one asked her, "Are you so and so?" They called her name. "Did you go to this high school?" And she looked at them and said, "Yes, I went, that's my high school, that's my alma mater." And then when she looked keenly, she now recognized the two guys. And those were her classmates from that high school where she graduated. They could recognize her as she came to serve them, but it took time for her to recognize. And when they called her name, the memory flashed back and she could recognize everybody had changed. I kept watching, and I just loved the conversation they were having. They chatted about, "How are you doing?" "I'm fine." It was nothing about her job. They just talked about the fun they had in high school, called a few names, chatted, and everybody just felt good for the reconnection. I never heard anything like, "Why are you waiting tables?" They just recollected. The two men who were sitting, or she was serving, who were her classmates, I would say they didn't look better either. You could tell they had all their dirty clothes all on them. They were coming from work, whatever job they were doing, whether it was, I couldn't really tell, but they looked dirty, and you could tell they were coming from work and needed a bite. It was nothing about, "Why are you waiting tables? What happened to you? What kind of a job is this?" Some of you know what I'm talking about. It was not, it just, the friends or classmates, they just reconnected, talked, chatted, and felt good for meeting each other. And she served them. They left her a very good tip, and then they left the store. She continued with her work, and everybody was fine. I couldn't help but wonder. As I watched them, I said, for this lady not to recognize this man, it's probably been many, many years, true. This man looking at her, waiting tables, no one was asking, "Why are you doing this kind of a job?" like some of us will always do. After high school, many years, many things happen. But why am I saying this? Many a times, we have come of age. We probably left high school, primary school, many, many years ago. When life has been fair for some of us, or for some people, life is yet to be fair to others. When we meet, It should just about, oh, I'm happy to see you. I'm happy you are alive. It's good to be counted among the living. Not that life is not hard, or that you cannot tell that sometimes when we meet our friends, it is evident life has taken a toll on them. If we are aware it doesn't look like life has taken a toll on us, it probably doesn't mean that life at some point didn't take a toll on us. So what should we do when we meet these classmates or meet classmates? We should just make everybody feel welcome. You see, sometimes you have classmates, you meet them, they look the other way. They behave as if they don't know you. Some even move up to you and greet, and still you have people looking at others and snubbing others, and which is not good. You have others who feel like they are better off than others. Sometimes we meet mates, we probably have the best of cars we are driving. Our homes are probably mansions. That's fine. Not everybody has been blessed. It doesn't mean that they will not eventually be blessed. It is just a matter of time. And even if they don't get blessed, it is not our place or your place, you that you feel that you're somewhere, to make others feel unwelcome. If you meet a classmate, oh, I'm happy to see you. How are you doing? When we make people comfortable, even if we see that things are not working for them, but we make them comfortable, people can tell us their story. Or people can open up to us and we help them. If we meet classmates who are waiting tables or doing whatever, and we know that maybe when we were in high school or in primary school with them, they had so much potential, they were very, very intelligent, that you cannot understand why they are waiting tables somewhere, or why they have probably gone and married the marriage is not working. It is not for us to look down on people. Life has a way of teaching us. When we meet our classmates, when we meet people that we've not met for many years, it should just be about, how are you doing? I'm happy to see you. I thank God for your life. And if we find that they are not doing too well, it is not something to laugh about or to make them feel uncomfortable about it. But we can make them so comfortable that they can open up and we can help them or direct them to help. Many a times, we even have help and we don't want to help other classmates, maybe because we don't want them to become like us. These 5 fingers are not the same. And the way God created them, they will never be the same. Such is life. If it is your own time to be on stage and you are playing it well or you are shining, don't think that those that are down watching you, their own time is not coming. If life has taken a toll on others, if they were intelligent or not intelligent, if they have not been able to move past their poverty or whatever, they still remain classmates. When we meet them, let us be happy that we met each other. When we meet, let us be aware that while we are married, some of our classmates are not married. It doesn't mean that we will not get married. they will eventually get married. When we meet, let us remember that while we are driving that big car and others do not have the big car, it doesn't mean that they cannot have it. They will eventually get it. And even if they don't get it, and God has blessed us with it, let us make them feel like they have it by giving them that lift and just talking about the old times and being happy and keep moving. When we meet, if we have children and others have not been able to have children, let us be kind. Let us give words of comfort. Let us be happy just that we met an old classmate. When we meet, even if there are people that treated us bad while we were in school, and today God has placed us in a position where we can smile. Let us not think of the evil that they did to us, but simply be happy that we have met. If you are sitting in that office and that classmate comes in that really needs your help, please offer that help. When we meet, let's simply appreciate that we are alive. Let's be happy. Let's stop looking down on people. If our mates will visit our homes, let's give them the best of beds to sleep on. Let's give them those comfortable chairs to sit on. Let's not make them feel unwelcome or feel depressed just simply because they visited our homes. But let them feel like, oh, even though I might not have it like my friend, but I'm still welcome and appreciated and happy that they see me as one of them. When we meet, let's remember, while the 5 fingers are not the same, they all have their place in our life, and each is so important that we can't do without the other. God has a way of humbling us. If you are living and not learning, if your everyday life you are not learning to be humble, then I cannot really help. Because God has a way of turning things around. Remember, He is the God of the poor. He is the God of the rich. Thanks for watching.